Okay, today we're going to have a look at this 2017 Polaris Slingshot. Now here's a vehicle that I've owned for 3 years and I've never done a video on it for some reason. I don't know why, I just haven't. It's a 2017 model. And what's the mileage on it? $948, that's kilometers. So that's like under 600 miles it has on it right now. And it's a 2017, so it's 4 years old. So the Slingshot was introduced in 2015. And they're still making it today. This one has the 5-speed. Today you can get it with an automatic or a manual. This one has the 5-speed. That's all that they came with back when they were introduced. Really a very basic vehicle. There's not much to it. It's considered a motorcycle here where we are. In some states and provinces, it's considered a car. Here, you need to wear a helmet with it and have a motorcycle license. So it's considered a motorcycle, and as you can see, there's really no safety equipment, no airbags. It does have seat belts, just normal automotive type shoulder belts that are kind of backwards from a car. But it's pretty open. I mean, it's pretty much you're riding a motorcycle basically. You know, an F-150 tire could come up through here pretty easily. So you got to be careful. Have a look at the hood. Here's the hood latch. You push it down, and there's a reinforced metal piece under here that you have to hold. If you pull here, you'd probably crack the plastic. So you pull up and out like this. To reveal, it's a GM Ecotec 2.4 liter inline 4-cylinder. So this would have been used in GM economy cars, basically, like maybe a Chevy Cobalt, things like that. It's just your standard 2.4 Ecotec with variable valve timing and a great big air filter up front. $173 horsepower, I think, is what they're rated at, and about just under 170 pound-feet of torque. So that doesn't sound like a lot, and it really isn't. But the thing only weighs 1,700 and something pounds. So 170 horsepower, 1,700 pounds. It still goes pretty good. Driven by just a single back wheel, driven by a belt, kind of like a Harley Davidson. Just a big, I guess it's a Kevlar type belt that powers that back wheel through this big pulley. Three-wheel disc brakes. They're quite small brakes, and when we get it out on the road, I'll show you some of the braking. It's not too impressive, really. It could use a brake upgrade. It's a 265/35 ZR18 tire. 265/35. Very low profile tire, quite wide. This is the base model. The higher up models would come with LCD, kind of a touch screen here with a stereo system and everything else. There's different options you could get. This one's the base model. It just has the storage tray here with the plugs and everything in there to install a stereo if you ever wanted to. But I wasn't really interested in that, in blasting music down the open road, competing with wind noise and so forth. Behind the seats, let's pull this latch here. Behind each seat there's a lockable storage compartment with enough room for a small bag and not much else. It's like a big glove box. There's another one over there. And then rounding out the storage, it's a pretty generous glove box. Pretty big. There's a 12-volt outlet in there. And that's where you store your gloves. I'm considering selling this vehicle because we just don't use it. Had it for 3 years. Bought it as a demo with 200 and something kilometers on it, and it's only got 900 on it now. So I'm averaging about maybe 200 kilometers per year. Just doesn't get used. There's other vehicles that I'd rather spend my time on, quite frankly. It's fun, and I enjoyed running around in nice weather in it. But the fact that you have to put on a helmet every time you want to use it, that you wouldn't want to take it out in any bad weather. I wouldn't anyways. Lack of storage just doesn't make it too practical. Okay, let's go for a ride. We'll take you guys for a point of view demonstration behind the wheel of this thing. Our drive. Point of view. This just goes like this. And then you just kind of drop it like that. These are European driving shoes. They're very high performance. So turn it to the on. Then you can hear the fuel pump firing up. And then a single push of this red button. And away you go. The transmission's like any automotive 5-speed. All right, away we go. Now it drives pretty much like a car. I mean, a car with no windshield. I wouldn't particularly call it fast. I think it's 0 to 60 in like 5 seconds or something. Well, motorcycles don't wave to you when you're driving one of these things, I'll tell you that much right now. It tracks down the road nice and straight with your hands off the wheel. I've heard that the earlier models, the 2015 and 16s, had a lot of issues with kind of wandering all over the road, and they did something to improve the steering and suspension geometry for 17, which this one is, to make it track down the road a lot better. So this one drives really nice. You can drive at highway speeds and it tracks down the road like a car. The one modification that would be nice is there's a aftermarket, and there's also a Polaris windshield you can buy for these that would direct the air over top of you, as opposed to having the helmet being whipped around. It's a very open motorcycling type experience in terms of the wind. And I think with the windshield it would really drive the air over top and make it that much more car-like. If I was hanging on to it, I might consider doing that. So the speed limit here is 80 kilometers an hour. This is a Canadian machine, so it's got kilometers per hour in the there's a hawk in the speedometer there. So in 5th gear, oh Jesus, I saw a Dodge truck heading towards us. In 5th gear at 80 kilometers an hour, it's under 2,000 RPM. At highway speed, let's say 60 miles an hour, just got to make sure there's no cops. There's too many cops out here, so we'll crank it up a little bit here. A little over 2,000, maybe 2,300 RPM. We'll do a little blast here from 0 to 60. Oh, maybe we won't. There's too many bloody cars. Go down Italian tune-up hill. I'm going to put her into 3rd gear. That's 130, which is like 85 miles an hour. I always like converting to miles per hour for my American viewers. I very much appreciate you. The cornering may be the most impressive thing on this car, or bike, or whatever the hell it is. You can just crank it around the corner like a go-kart and it just kind of slides. It does have stability control, which you can turn off, although I don't think I'd recommend that, because it can save you, but it really lets you turn into the corner sharp. It's very wide. The wheelbase across the front is like 76 inches or something, which is wider than most cars, or a lot of cars anyway, and it's also very short. So wide and short means it just whips around corners. Straight line performance is okay. Nothing to write home about. 0 to 60 in like 5 seconds. You're not going to be beating any turbo Porsches or anything like that. It'll keep up to reasonably fast cars. I was side by side with a 5-liter Mustang the other day, a new one. Until we started getting going. Those cars are fast. Those Coyote 5 liters are awesome, and it started to pull away once we started going a bit faster, but from stoplight to stoplight it'll keep up with cars like that. Reach out to the ground if you want. 35 kilometers per hour around this hill, so we'll do 70. We'll do double the recommended, and it's like it's nothing. You could probably take that corner at 100k without any issue. But the cops wait up here all the time for speeders, so we won't do that. I don't see any cops today. Although they do get crafty. There was one guy the other day in a Ford Taurus in the ditch. Like he parked in the ditch with a Ford Taurus, so that he was kind of hidden behind the weeds. And he was radaring people. Must have been an all-wheel drive Taurus. I think that's what they use here. Porsche, sometimes they flash their lights. Guys and with cars and bikes on this road to warn you. See, they say 30, the speed limit's 50 here, 35 around the corners, they say. I'm doing 60, 65, which is very slow, but like I said, there's enforcement on this road like crazy. Now we'll go straight here. We can a little bit open it up a little bit. Although there's a lot of residential out here too, so it's pretty dicey. Maybe some soccer mums or something pulling out on an Escalade. Probably had about 8 martinis already. It's 4 o'clock. Maybe a few glasses of wine. Cars everywhere. All right, we'll go. There's an X5 here. We'll see how long it takes to catch up to it. A little sideways. So we're up to 100 there in, I don't know, five seconds. The traction control does let you go a little sideways though. I mean, I think it cuts out eventually, but it does let you go a little side to side. There's an electric car. Pardon me, it's an X3. They just keep getting bigger and bigger, so the X3 is what the X5 used to be. I don't think I'd want to get hit by one of these cars in this thing. It's kind of like a motorcycle. Not that I'd want to get hit in a regular car, but at least there's things like crumple zones and airbags and safety windshields and stuff that might help save you. Not so much in this thing. I think a F350 would come right over the top. Yeah, let's do a little third gear blast here. And brakes. Oh, the brakes are one thing I wanted to talk about. They just don't grab. Like, they're manual brakes, but even with a lot of pedal effort, they just don't grab the front wheels like I would expect something fairly light to. There are brake upgrade kits for these things. Fairly expensive. I think if I was keeping it, I would try some performance pads, like a Hawk pad or something. And I think that might help. I've heard that those really grab a lot more. They make a lot of brake dust, but that's okay. As long as they grab a little more and provide some better braking performance, because the brakes just feel spongy in this thing. And it's been like that since new. Common complaint about these are that the brakes are somewhat weak. And something like this should be able to stop on a dime, you would think. 1,700 pounds. This will be good to get this on video. This is going to be a major highway, ring road that goes around the city. And you can kind of see some of the bridge work and the right away here. It's going to go right through here, up that hill. You can see they're already doing some paving there. It's August 2021 right now. And you can see the road is starting to take shape. Really a major project. It goes around the whole city. It's partly done. It's been worked on for years. These are some of the last sections to be completed. I think 2024 is the final date. But I think they're a bit ahead of schedule. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll do a few more videos of this thing before I send it on down the road to somebody else. Hopefully we have a long, warm fall so we can continue to drive summer vehicles like this, and hopefully I can sell it before the end of the year. It's fun. I'm going to cross 1,000 kilometers on the odometer pretty soon. It is a lot of fun, but there's just other vehicles that I think I'd rather work on and drive. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you later.